Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another iteration of Super Soccer League action here live on DMV Sports Media. It is Los Toros taking on the North Stars here on a Thursday night, a beautiful Thursday night here in mid to late March. Thomas Jefferson High School in Alexandria, Virginia is the venue. This is a must-win for North Stars if they wish to harbor playoff hopes and continue on into this postseason. Even a victory will not guarantee them a path, but absolutely need the 3 points in order to overtake Alexandria United. Blazers FC still hang in the mix with a couple games in hand, so North Stars would need a little bit of good fortune in addition to a result tonight, but none of that will matter. They just want to focus on the 3 points. And it all goes through this Los Toros side, who have been hanging almost pace for pace with Virginia Dream at the top spot tonight with 3 points. They would equal Dream on points, although Dream very much ahead on goal differential. It would take a near Herculean effort. I don't think that that's in the cards. In all likelihood, Dream looking like they would hang on for the top spot, the regular season title, but you never say never in the world of sports. And in any case, Los Toros will be the number 2 seed here in Super Soccer League regular season action. And with almost any result, they already have enough of a padding against Dorados to send them in with the 2 seed, but they'll want to continue the form that has kept them in all competitions. They won the regular season title in the American Premier League, and they're currently sitting towards the top of the table along with Lynchburg over in the UPSL DMV South B. So playoffs in all competitions and an opportunity to keep the brand alive, keep their strong name kicking with a win. It doesn't really matter for sides that are at the top, whether it be Los Toros, Virginia Dream, say, Christos, or any of the sides that just have a winning reputation. They don't like to lose games, and it really doesn't matter if they need the result based on mathematics, points, etc. Good sides win games, and it's just a culture that builds upon itself. So North Stars can expect there will be no easy path found here tonight. They will have to earn their way through, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Let us know where you're watching from, of course, who you're supporting. Are you a Los Toros fan or a North Stars fan, or potentially just passing through, or maybe a constituent, someone in the league who need to focus on tonight's result? I know Alexandria United, potentially some Blazers players, might be big Los Toros fans tonight, hoping for a result to bar North Stars out of the playoffs. Of course, drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed what you're watching, and subscribe to the channel for more. Let's get into the action here. Welcome Abraham Ubeda, who straight away Toros fan through and through. Welcome, Abraham. Glad to have you in the chat with us. Ready for a quality matchup here on the channel. We'll get into the starting lineups in just a moment. Our center official tonight will be Brendan O'Neill, a capable center to take us through this match. Los Toros will play right to left wearing their mint green tops, black bottoms. North Stars will play left to right wearing orange and black. It is North Stars who will kick off. Samson Emmanuel looking to put together a strong performance. Here we go. Emmanuel quickly sending it in to the veteran, Abedin Adambo. Back to Campos. This is a strong midfield tonight for North Stars. Something they've been lacking at times. Campos has been a stalwart performer, but hasn't had the support. This is a great early ball through from Cedric Tacho, who's been in fantastic form of late. His ball looked good initially, but found no immediate penetration. Well dealt with. At the back by Sam. And another effort sent forward by the North Stars. The flag had come up. And Los Toros will have a set piece coming out. Devonshire was the one to deal with the earlier attack. Got his body in front and marshaled off the would-be North Stars attack. Meanwhile, Cruz sends it in. Andres Nira, who has a recipient on this near side. Ada Mahoney looking for the direct ball. It's sent through. And easily sniffed out by Adiel Akas. The young 16-year-old goalkeeper has had to play years beyond his expected expertise, and no doubt will have to come up with another strong performance tonight against Los Toros. It's a throw on the far side. Welcome, Francis Castillo Garcia. Welcome, excuse me, that's Franco, not Francis. Welcome, Franco. Welcome, Gabby Gomez. Toros sending one down the line. Not initially controlled. Diami Damina will send it up the pitch. And initially played by Candelaria. Candelaria not able to find the touch he would have liked. It's down the line from De Grandes. And now a throw for the benefit of Los Toros. Joey Maestrin to take. Maestrin sees his pass he likes. De Grandes goes down. Onwards we play. That's a missed pass from Mahoney, and North Stars will look to exploit. It's Cedric Tacho playing alongside Campos. The ever-reliable Campos bounces it right back. Now sent through. Cedric showing that he can not only receive, but he can dish it. Another great pass, finding Abedina Dambo, who is fouled right about midfield. Campos right in to Dambo on the ground, and onwards we play. It's down the line for the North Star. The overlapping run is there, but instead it's sent in for Samson Emmanuel. And a miscommunication there. Emmanuel sending it right between the would-be recipients. Mike Kim in the mix. See a whole bunch of Los Toros support in the chat. Now we got some North Stars support. Welcome, Sophia. First North Star support we've got. Diami caught on the ball. Doesn't find the pass he would have liked. It's sent inside. Diami gets the support from Bermudez that he so needed. And now North Stars will try to play out. It's another mistake. This time Mustafa Boyro mopping up his own miscue. It's down the line now from Kim, and North Stars finding smoother sailing. Here is Candelaria turning into space. Has options, and will send it down the line. Tacho now going to work. This is a position he will relish, but Los Toros lining it up well. That's how you deal with Cedric Tacho. He's deadly from 1v1, but if you can find a second tackle with support for the first defender and time it well, that is how you take Cedric Tacho off his match, off his game. Here's Nira sending one into the midfield. Connects well. Great touch. Ali is the second to it. Mopped up by Diami Damina. Now Toros looking for the direct ball. Doesn't come off, and North Stars will look to build on the ground. Here's Tacho through traffic. Beats the first. Can't get past Jovel. And now Toros looking for space. It's a good reception from Michael De Grandes. Is quickly fouled by Abedina Dambo, and now Los Toros will have a set piece. And here we go. Ooh, that's a miscue. But not the pass that Tacho had in mind. It's won back well by Candelaria. And forward, another physical challenge. We'll see North Stars play it quickly, but the ball was moving, and we will have to come back. Welcome. Well, I did that. Campos quickly sends it in, perhaps too quickly. The rushed service, finding no recipients. And Damina will have to go back for Adil Atkas. Atkas bouncing it right out to Kim. Kim, he's a player who knows how to handle the ball. He's come up big in some huge situations over the years. Seems to get better and better as the match goes on. We haven't seen a lot of him yet tonight, but expect that to change as we get into the later stages in that far left wing position. It's going to be a set piece for Los Toros right on the far touch line. Lofted forward. Mustafa is first to it. And that attack comes to nothing. Here's Mahoney sending it back for Cruz, and Cruz will keep this on the ground. Hovell sending one over the top. Atkiss first to it, had to come well outside his 18 and was vigilant to immediately deal with the danger. Bienvenidos, Alba Gonzalez, aquí por Michael de Grandes. Dice saludos de Grandes de los Toros desde España. Welcome to the chat, watching all the way from Spain. Really glad to have you. This is sent down the line from Los Toros. It's contested. The shot taken from distance didn't quite come off, but gotta appreciate the confidence to take the snapshot on. Sometimes those are the ones that can catch a keeper, that can catch a team off guard. And now Dialakis will send it in. Has Demina short. North Stars confident to play from the back. That's not the pass that Campos had in mind. Demina will send it straight up. Still up for grabs. Demina getting the second one. Oh, it's a good ball to the top of the box. Toros player goes down. Not really enough contact to find anything, but this is a great service in. Hovell unable to handle the service. And what a ball it was from Ali. We'll come back and look at this in a moment. For now, it's sent in by North Stars. Dialakis ball not having the most contact, but does beat the first Los Toros player. Here's Maestrin back to his goalkeeper. And Nero will switch the field. Now into the corner. Cruz has to just send it away, but good pressure from Emmanuel, who gets on and prevents the clearance. The Toros have the security of this goal kick and will take a moment to recollect themselves. It's quickly sent in. Tacho getting in the way. Now Hovell dropping deep and helping his side out. Still up for grabs. Toros sending it out to Ada Mahoney. Mahoney's first ball is a good one. Trickles through everyone and finally mopped up. There's de Grandes. Dispossessed. And North Stars happy to find a ball forward. It's well controlled initially in the direction of Cedric Tacho. Tacho was there, but so too was Joey Maestrin to make the clearance and make the challenge a timely one. Corner kick is the result. Let's take another look at this one. Certainly contact. And contact from behind, not the most we've ever seen. And no call is made. Here comes the corner kick. Ooh, went for the Olympico off the crossbar. Not that far away, but did seem Nero was confident that would not travel in and under his bar. Goal kick coming out. Here comes ball forward. Nero gets everything behind that. It's flicked on behind. Alves almost able to find pay dirt. Oh, that's a poor back pass. It's sent back. Stanley Alves by himself sits down the goalkeeper, and Stanley Alves has scored. It's 1-0 for Los Toros. It's the start they've come to expect, but North Stars, the architect of their own demise, a poor back pass. And Alves could not miss with infinite time and space, sitting down Dialakis and scoring the goal. 1-0 is the score here in the 12th minute. The ever-reliable Chris Campos will not want to see this one back. This is a pass that did not have anywhere near enough pace to find his goalkeeper, and Adil Atkis had no chance. 1-0 is the score. How will North Stars respond? We mentioned they need a result tonight in order to have any potential for playoffs. That is not the start that they wanted. Still lots of time left. And they haven't been playing all bad. It's just a single mistake, and that's how this cruel game can unfold. Mustafa Boyro sends one forward for Emmanuel. Well taken down. Emmanuel perhaps, I don't know. Is it offside? It didn't seem. Maybe it was for the first ball. In any case, Los Toros will have a kick from the ground. It's sent in by Cruz. Ravel sends it right back to Cruz. Now flicked forward. Demina getting a touch. And now moving the ball around at ease. Here's Mike Kim showing off the skill. Perhaps doing a little too much, though. The counter could be on. Osvaldo Cruz in the mix. Another nervy back pass. This one had a little bit more pace, and Adil Atkis able to send it away. There's the battle. Ada Mahoney gets inside, but can't quite connect with Alves. And here we go, quickly sent in. Mike Kim working down that far touchline. And able to connect one down the line. Here's Abedin Adambo. Loses his footing. Now De Grandes coming the other way. And De Grandes smartly taking the pace out of this one. We'll just bring it back and come home. There's Maestrin across the midfield. And it looks like it will be a foul going against Cedric Tacho here on the near side. It's quickly sent in by Devonshire. This is a ball that will ask a question. Not fully cleared. And there it is. Hovel takes the shot. It's going to be a handball for Adil Atkis. And things going from bad to worse. The save made just outside his own 18. And let's take another look at this one. It was a tough break for Adil Atkis. Let's see how this one looked. Yeah, on first glance, it did look a handball. It first seemed to put his hands behind his back like he was going to keep his hands away, but then at the last minute put up the hands and made the save just outside his own 18, and of course it would have been a goal if not for the use of the hand. Tough break for North Stars, and now a set piece from a central area. And it's hard for a goalkeeper to take that reaction out of their repertoire, to not want to make the save for what would have been a sure goal. I feel very much for that reaction. But in any case, per the letter of the law, that is going to be a red card. Looks like North Star is unsure who is going to don the goalkeeping responsibilities. Cedric Tacho has the gloves, has the jersey. At first I thought Cedric was going to be the one to take, which would have been very interesting. He is the key offensive player for this North Stars side, but it looks like Boyro will don the goalkeeping responsibilities. Probably a wiser tactical choice, as much as I would have relished seeing Cedric Tacho dribbling up and down the pitch wearing those goalkeeper gloves. I think from a North Stars perspective, you want to put a different player in there. And that is what we will see. Mustafa Boyro getting in net to face down this strike from just outside the 18. It's going to be a direct kick. There seems to be some confusion about this. I know for whatever reason, whenever there's a goalkeeper handball outside the box, people think it's an indirect kick because of the rule where a goalkeeper handles the back pass inside his box. That is an indirect kick, but when the goalkeeper or any player handles the ball outside the box, in most cases it is a direct kick. So Havel can shoot this one directly on frame if he so chooses, and I think that is what we're going to see. And here we go. Boyro still getting suited up. Doesn't look super comfortable in there. Hopefully that's not an omen of things to come. Cedric Dacho trying to help, but being sent away. I don't mean to laugh at the plight of North Stars, but it is somewhat comical. And now they will have to play down a man, down a goal, and without a goalkeeper against this Los Toros side that who have been exceptional throughout the season. It's sent in on the ground. Oh, and it travels in. The goal is scored by Montano. Brian Montano hitting this one past the wall. It got a touch, did Mustafa Boyro, but could not keep it out. And it's 2-0 for the Los Toros. That is not the start North Stars wanted to see. Montano scoring this goal. Take a look at the replay. The wall sort of seemingly coming apart and too early. And I'll come back to my earlier point. Everyone on the pitch treated that like it was an indirect kick. Maybe that was just the Los Toros, play they had from the drawing board in any case. And of course it worked out, but they drew it up like it had to be an indirect kick when of course it did not. North Stars, their wall broke apart. They really didn't have the urgency to run to the ball. They seemed confused, and as the wall parted ways, I can't put that one on Mustafa Boyro. The wall's supposed to hold its ground, and it certainly didn't do that. There's Emmanuel looking down the line, finding Tacho. If there's one saving grace for North Stars, it is that Cedric Tacho is still on the pitch. He is here tonight, and he is a player who is capable of spectacular things when given his opportunity, and we'll see if this is one of those nights. From a neutral point of view, would love to see a little bit of fight from North Stars and Tacho. This one's sent to the near side for Mahoney. Mahoney has an overlapping run, unable to connect with Maestrin, and it will be a throw here. Maestrin looking quickly back to the feet of Mahoney. It's only partially cleared. Demina lays Candelaria. Now Tacho. And up the field. Searching ball, easily controlled by Cruz. Now Ali turning, getting the return pass from Alves. This one gobbled up and controlled by Boyro. Boyro will play from the ground. It's almost flicked on. Emmanuel rose well, but didn't quite get the head that would have taken that on to Tacho. And a little too direct from Los Toros. It is well cut out. Now sent forward. Tacho in the corner with 3 players to beat. We'll get to the end line. Really well done. Tacho goes down. That's far too easy. He's fishing. And it's unfortunate because he did have some daylight to get to goal, but maybe figured if he got his back to the player and drew some contact, he could just go down, and the referee not buying it. This one sent across the pitch. The overlap is there, but Emmanuel unable to get ahead to it. Needed to keep that one going in order to spring in to Michael Kim. There's Campos. With his back to the field. Has to go back to his goalkeeper. And now Montano making the step, sends it out. Down the line. There's De Grandes getting a touch. Still battling as De Grandes. He's got Oswaldo at his side. No clear possessor. And finally, we will see a North Star set piece. Now Bermudez looking down the pitch. Has Emmanuel. The overlapping run now from Kim. Could bear fruit. Kim not making the initial challenge. Now goes down. That's solid balance there. Cruz streaking downfield and sending one in. Here's Mahoney. Goes over the goalkeeper. Never going to make it to goal. Mahoney gets back up. It is going to be a foul just outside the 18 in a similar situation, but a little further, maybe 25. Let's take another look at this one. Didn't get to see a good look at the contact. Ooh, that's definitely does not look like a foul. Mahoney flopping over. And I, of course, in a more distant position. Don't have a great view at this one, but I think that's a missed call. Perhaps our center official, Brendan O'Neill, had a better angle at this and saw something that I didn't, but that one certainly looked a bit light. And it will be a set piece here. Los Toros have the triple alliance. It's Stanley Alves, Osvaldo Cruz, and Brian Montano that potentially take. Right now it looks like Alves, the most likely candidate, standing over the ball. Hopefully the wall can do better this time. There's the kick from Alves, a bending ball, not a bad strike, but just goes out and wide. Now a goal kick to come for the North Stars. There's another look at that one, not too far wide, but we are back in. Here's North Stars trying to build. Kim sends it back to Bermudez, who gets caught on his own line. Oh, not a great clearance initially from Devonshire. Emmanuel, he needs to do better. It's nothing terrible, but right now North Stars need to be clinical with every bit of possession, and if there's an opportunity to flick one forward or take the ball down and maintain possession, and then it needs to be done, players, I'll explain that in a minute. Here's Tacho sending it in, takes the touch, corner kick to follow. But it compounds upon itself. One, you need to find your chances and you need to take your chances. But every time you give away the ball up top, it just makes your defense, midfield, and attacking line work that much harder to get back. So these mistakes, these turnovers, and poor decisions up top, they really, really compound upon themselves. And especially when you're down a man, down a couple goals, can absolutely unravel a team. It is going to be a North Stars kick, an in-swinger for Jeffrey on this near side. Jeffrey's ball is a low one, initially cleared by Los Toros. The shot feigned by Candelaria. Candelaria can't hang on, and now the counterattack could be on. It's well mopped up by Demina. Tacho running it down, and we'll have the throw. Looks like it's going to be Los Toros. Throw sent in. Ali. De Grandes. De Grandes finds Hovel, and forward Mahoney could be in. Boyro making the challenge. A well-timed challenge from Mustafa Boyro. Had to get that one right, and did. And now it's an opportunity the other way, but it's an opportunity squandered. Tacho trying to send his teammates through, but I don't think there's anyone on this field, except for maybe Cedric Tacho himself, that would have caught up to that. And here's Maestrin working down the line. Maestrin will settle down. Now tags in Hovel. Hovel going to battle. And it is going to be a Los Toros throw. Maestrin into De Grandes. Now back to Devonshire. Cruz. Good ball movement for Los Toros. Ooh, that was a nervy moment. Mustafa Boyro caught at the outer reach of his 18. Didn't have time to back off and almost let this one get under his foot. And it looks like it's a foul going against Maestrin and Los Toros. Right around inside Los Toros territory. Didn't get a good look at that. And here we go. Welcome, Coach Dave. Says vamos. Right now, Los Toros firing on all cylinders. Dave watching, not from in person. This one's forward. Emmanuel goes down. And we'll take another look at this one in a moment. This is a contentious moment. Emmanuel still shaken up right now. Certainly a moment that could have gone the other way. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that is a late challenge. Andres Nira not getting any piece of the ball. And we are going to have a conversation about it. See if the decision is made correctly. I do think that this one has to be given the precedent, given the fact that no contact with the ball was made. Now, this one was in the box, so I don't know that it would be a red. Yeah, this would be a yellow card because of the double jeopardy. In most situations, unless you're staving a clear goal, that's not a red card, but it is a good decision. This crew going back and making the right call to call the penalty kick. Again, not a red card because it was inside the box, and they changed the rules a few years ago. This used to be one that would have been given as a red card for the last man, but several years ago they changed the rules around, and inside the box, except for the most extreme circumstances, usually a yellow card is the verdict so as to not unduly harm the guilty party and swing the favor. Here's Samson Emmanuel with the penalty kick, takes it on, sits the goalkeeper down, and scores the golazo. It is 2-1. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Samson Emmanuel converts from the spot to have the deficit for North Stars. In the process, Andres Nira goes in the book, and now we'll see how this affects the game. Can North Stars carry this momentum and try to find some more opportunities? 2-1 is the score. Toros looking to get back in the driver's seat. Havel sends one into the box. And looks like Boyro will collect. Wants to play from the ground. Now sends it up to Tacho, his favorite recipient. Tacho holding it up, finding Dambo. Ooh, that was a skillful little piece of play. Abadina Dambo sending it right back to Tacho, who couldn't quite hold his footing. Here's Maestrin finding Osvaldo Cruz. De Grandes. Back to Cruz, now out wide. What can Montano find? As Kim skillfully maneuvering, finding Campos. Bermudez will recycle back to the North Stars goalkeeper. Boyro, ooh, that's a poor pass out. And there it is, the golazo for Stanley Alves, now on his brace. Another mistake out of the back for the North Stars. Very much an avoidable goal, but Alves doesn't care. When life gives you opportunities, you got to take them, especially in this game. 3-1 is the score. Los Toros are responding how we thought they might with an immediate goal. 3-1 is the scoreline. Gotta say, you expected some goalkeeping mistakes, given that Mustafa Boyro, not a natural goalkeeper, but I didn't think that we would see those mistakes from playing out of the back. I thought, if anything, he would be even better with his feet, with distribution, but it is a different position to play, and I'll give that. This isn't sent through. Tacho sending it to the top of the 18. It's not cleanly possessed. And now Los Toros have put out the fire. They will play forward. Well, one back for Mike Kim. Kim has Emmanuel. Emmanuel rounding one player, looking for a little window for the strike. Sends it to Jeffrey. Jeffrey goes down just outside the 18, and it's given as a foul. This one did seem to be a lot of the ball, but we'll take a look at the replay. Los Toros advocating their case. Skillful little move from Jeffrey. Good pass to start this all from Emmanuel. Oh, that's a great call. I stand corrected. 7 Devonshire dangling out a leg, making contact with Jeffrey, and picking up the foul just outside of the 18, setting up a great opportunity for the North Stars to pull one back. Already proving to be a high-scoring affair. No signs of slowing up. Campos standing over it alongside Cedric Tacho. Tacho sends it in. And the second ball deemed to be offside. It's Bermudez who put it over, but the flag does come up. Let's take another look. Yep, did look like Bermudez went a little bit early, albeit we can't make that determination from the angle I had. Now Los Toros quickly down the field. Demina sends it away. Mahoney drops back. Here's Tacho showing great strength. And now we'll send one into the corner. Nira, not taking any chances, will come forward and starts the attack. Bermudez sending one down the line. Now Kim. Tacho seemingly everywhere on this pitch tonight. We talked about the impact he can have on these games. Riding the challenge, Cedric Tacho goes down. And onwards we play. Good challenge in there to slow down the seemingly unstoppable Cedric Tacho. And now Los Toros are forward. There's Demina. Oh, what a take from Stanley Alves. Could not finish off his own effort. But it was a fantastic move for Alves to get himself into that position. And this one sent high by Boyro down the line. Maniel unable to keep it alive. Bermudez sending this outside. Montano is first to it. Sent down the line. Well controlled. Ali streaking towards the end line. Sends it across. And there's the goal. A fantastic finish. Stanley Alves on the hat trick now. Making that look so easy from inside the penalty mark. Fantastic service from Ali. And Stanley Alves has been on fire tonight. The first couple goals, you could say, the North Stars handed to him somewhat on a platter, although still had to do a lot himself. But that one was all created by Los Toros. 4-1 is the scoreline here in the 37th minute. Take a look at the replay. Cheeky little ball from Ali. He knew from that close close range. There weren't any players who could get in front of it. Didn't need to put the most pace on it. He just played a nice, simple, easy pass and allowed Stanley Alves to play a perfect finish into the North Stars goal. If you're just joining us, score is 4-1 in favor of Los Toros. Come back to that in a moment. Here's Jeffrey wriggling, trying to find space, but couldn't release the ball in time, and Los Toros can be forward. Well, as I was saying, scores 4-1 for Los Toros, but North Stars also playing at a man deficit. They went down to 10 men after Adil Akis, their goalkeeper, handled the ball outside his own 18. Now could go from bad to worse. Mahoney sending one across, and it's finished. Ali picking up the scraps left on the table after North Stars botched the clearance. And there we go. The creator, Aiden Mahoney. The finisher is Ali, and 5-1 is the scoreline. This match taking a turn for the worst here in the late stages of this first half. Los Toros firing on all cylinders. North Stars certainly in self-destruction mode. And you don't see this game going any other way than a Los Toros victory. We talked about the goal differential. Virginia Dream has a monumental advantage on the goal differential. Both sides would go level on points with a Los Toros victory tonight. But certainly, as North Stars continue to self-destruct, will that become a factor? I'll take a look at the table at the halftime, and I'll let you know just how many goals Los Toros would have to make up. Virginia Dream do play LAI FC in the final match of their campaign. Los Toros, I believe, playing Esperion in their final match. So, two opponents that you would think Virginia Dream and Los Toros would be able to find results against based on where they sit on the table. There's Havel, unable to get the ball off his feet. Still battling, though. And Tacho, how's he found himself all the way back in this deep position? He's still going. Tacho, pocket picked, and will win it back. Cedric Tacho did well to hold on to it. Sends it across. Ali jumps the pass. Can he make the service? It's sent to the top of the 18. Alves took it down. I think De Grandes wanted a crack at that one. Maybe we'll still get it. This one falls into the waiting arms of Mustafa Boydro. And here we go. Is that the score deficit that we need? Abraham, 21 Toros. That sounds about right, to be honest. It would need to be something pretty insane. But I'll take a look at the half. This one's sent forward. Andres Nira receiving the back pass from Maestrin. Will switch the field. And has Brian Montano, now Osvaldo Cruz, sending it forward. Candelaria will play Tacho. Cedric looking upfield. Jeffrey making his presence felt, but Toros able to find the back pass. And now can be forward. Here's Alves. Playing the through ball in. Mahoney almost in, but undone by Kevin Bermudez. Poor pass out from Bermudez. Second bite of the apple for Los Toros. Mahoney rounding his man, will take the strike on. Ooh! A fantastic solo effort from Mahoney, but could not put this one in the far post. In order to get that 21 scoreline, those are the ones you have to convert. Goal kick to come. Certainly you imagine more chances will present themselves for Los Toros as this match goes on. But if they really want to even try chasing Virginia Dream, they're not exactly going against North Stars tonight. They're going against the clock. You got to convert those chances. I don't think that scoreline catch thing is happening, but I guess you got to have something to shoot for, something to aim for. Certainly this result all but decided. This is Boyro looking to Tacho. Tacho has a man, but we'll hold on to it. Onwards we play. Good distribution. Havel taking the strike on into the goal. And it's another goal for Los Toros. Freddie Havel had to find his way onto the score sheet. He scored in almost every performance we've seen him in, and this one obviously no different. A powerful shot at the near post, which beats Mustafa Boyro. 6-1 is the score line. There's the early ball forward. Sent in the direction of Jeffrey. Second ball taken down by Candelaria. 6-1 is the score. And here comes Havel. Heading into the 44th minute. This is Cruz. Looking to the corner. Montano is there, but so too is Mustafa Boyro. Doesn't seem to have a great handle on where his 18 begins and ends. He's come and played balls with his feet several times that he could have probably grabbed with his hands, and almost one time played one with his hands that was outside of his 18. So these lines can be confusing even for us goalkeepers, but certainly for a non-goalkeeper it can be even more confusing. This is sent forward. Alves is in. Flag stays down. Alves taking his time with it and sends it across. Now Ali finishing it off, and Los Toros, they have their 7th. Shambolic defending again. North Stars all but giving up. Unselfish from Stanley Alves. He's got his hat trick and wanted to return the favor, tagging in Ali for another goal. 7-1 is the score. '45th minute. Here we go. 7-1 already. Los Toros firing on all cylinders. North Stars have all but fallen apart. It's Jeffrey still working hard, but asking a lot to beat this entire Los Toros back line. Los Toros will go out wide. This one sent through. The back line trying to do some sort of offside trap. It certainly didn't work. Lovely dummy. Aiden Mahoney, oh, he's trying to do way too much. Needs to find a simple finish. Everything's going from bad to worse. Looks like the bench will receive a caution here for North Stars. Thanks for joining us here on DMV Sports Media, live on YouTube. This is Super Soccer League regular season action. Los Toros and North Stars in this high-scoring affair. It seemed like it was going to be a level affair in the early stages, both sides exchanging blows, but the red card for Adil Atkis, the turning point in this half, not just a red card for handling outside the box, but also the free kick converted immediately after, and now without a goalkeeper, Mustafa Boyro will have to be the one who bears the responsibility in net, in addition to North Stars playing at a deficit and playing with only 10 men. We will see the second half. We got 45 minutes left. Los Toros still chasing an albeit almost unattainable goal differential. We'll let you know what that differential is. I know it's in the double digits, but heading into tonight, I didn't even want to look it up because it seemed almost irrelevant. Now it very much could be irrelevant if North Stars give up the fight and don't defend at all, but I'll let you know in just a couple moments. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more. We've got lots of matches coming up. This is going to be a light weekend for the holiday weekend, but we do have an NPSL contest at 5:30 on Saturday. It is Virginia Dream hosting DMV Elite in that NPSL contest. 5:30 is the time. Meridian High School in Falls Church is the venue. We'll see you there. 7:30, we will have UPSL DMV North, MSI hosting Rockville up at Einstein High School. 7:30 on the channel, live broadcast. We'll have Matt and Giovanni. I, myself, Noah Walker, will be on the NPSL broadcast at 5:30. And we have some Super Soccer League action on Sunday. Other than that, we're going to take a light weekend, enjoy with the families. I hope you do as well, and we'll be back in full swing with all manner of contests, USL 2, NPSL, Super League, American Premier League, and much, much more. We're going to take our break. We'll see you in a few moments. Well, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Super Soccer League action live on DMV Sports Media. This Thursday night contest, we'll see Los Toros and North Stars battling. The first storyline we brought up was North Stars chasing that final playoff spot, needed a victory tonight in order to make that a reality. It does seem that is a far-fetched dream at this point. The match in a different place from where we began. 7-1 is the scoreline. Los Toros firing on all cylinders. And also without a goalkeeper, they went down to 10 men after Adil Atkas handled the ball outside his own 18, denying a clear goal opportunity, and things going from bad to worse. In every moment thereafter, the Stars did find one penalty kick to make the deficit just a single goal, but since then, Los Toros opening up the scoring with a Stanley Alves hat trick, contributions from Ali, Freddie Hovel, and others. In any case, we will play 45. Los Toros are chasing Virginia Dream. Virginia Dream coming into this game had a 17-goal differential advantage on Los Toros, so that was not even on the radar of anyone following the match. But now it's a different story. North Stars, if they have given up the fight and this match continues at the pace we saw at the end of the first half, we very much could see Los Toros at least put themselves in striking distance heading into the final match against Esperion. Right now it's 7-1. The game started out, it was a 17-1 goal differential. So now the goal differential is down to just 11. Emmanuel, pocket picked by Havel. And Ali, great pass to find Cruz. Cruz getting up from his center back role. And certainly a foul going against Bermudez. Cruz certainly a player who can get forward, and we saw that there, hugging the touchline, walking the tightrope, and Bermudez had seen enough, put a shoulder in there, and ended that would-be attack. This one's sent in by Montano, overshoots Alves, and Abedin Abdambo will get it away. Here we go. De Grandes looking down the line, has Montano. And the Los Toros player is down. That is second half substitute, number 2. Anthony Del Cid has come on to provide fresh legs for Los Toros, replacing Joey Maestrin. It looks like Del Cid will continue, sending this one in for Mahoney. Second attempt does find a good service. Here comes Ali, working wonders, but finally running into Jeffrey. Jeffrey able to round his man, but has no takers. Finally, Cedric Tacho's on the scene. And here we go. Candelaria plays it. His colleague there. Now Tacho gives it back. And North Stars will have a throw on the far side. Eddie Peabody did come on in the late stages of that first half, and now will feature prominently for the North Stars. Here is Peabody on that far touchline. Not quite able to round his man, but does have the consolation prize of a throw. North Stars probably would want to lean heavily on these set pieces and make the most. Certainly don't want to open themselves up to counterattack. Candelaria not able to find Peabody that time. It will be a Los Toros throw. Comes Del Cid. Launching one down the line. Aberdeen Adambo gets the first touch. Now Candelaria. Finding Peabody. What could North Stars find? Candelaria sits down the first player. Sends it back. Good ball from Peabody. And initially sent away. Oh, that was not well controlled. Toros get one forward. Now inside, good dummy. The shot taken off the bar. Somehow, some way, Ali unable to tuck this one inside of the post, and North Stars could be away the other side. It's Aberdeen Adambo taking his time. Sometimes you have a little too much time to think about it, and I think Ali overthought this one. Not a bad effort. It was off the post, and certainly Mustafa Boyro had no chance. Here's another effort. It's Havel looking around the keeper. Can't quite. Good save from Boyro. But North Stars unable to clear their lines. It's Ali. Montano. Getting it back to Osvaldo Cruz. Good ball through. Flag stays down. The finish is made. It's a goal for Stanley Alves, his fourth, and an eighth for Los Toros. Well-timed run from Alves. And the service. I'm not sure what the issue is there, but it looks like goal definitely will stand. Here's another look at the replay. 8-1 is the score. Obviously, we don't have whether it was offside or not on the replay. It did look like Alves was rolling off his man. It was obviously going to be close. Mustafa Boyro is still down. His body language has not looked like a player who wants to continue playing, or at least wants to continue playing goal. He will get back on his feet. If I'm North Stars, I mean, I would rather put anyone else in there. Not that he's done a bad job, but if he doesn't want to play the position, the player who doesn't want to be on the field is not the player who's going to yield you the best results, and that's a pretty simple fact. Meanwhile, North Stars will make some switches. None of them will be goalkeeper. Looks like Diami Damina is off. On comes Sean Osama to shore up this back line. Toros will have a throw. This is a missed ball across. And we will have a switch for Los Toros now. It's Mustafa Tahir coming on. Tahir replacing Aiden Mahoney to replace and find some offensive fresh legs. This one's sent to the far side, taken down by Tahir. Now De Grandes. We'll give it right back to Tahir. The overlap is on, but Los Toros will slow play this one. De Grandes finding his colleague and back. Well, Osvaldo Cruz scanning the field. A good ball movement, but the final effort picked off. North Stars could be through. It's Peabody. Send it back to Bermudez. And as quickly as North Stars had won it, it's back at the feet of the Los Toros side. Ali looking to get in, and it's just wide from goal. Not a bad effort there. Freddie Hovel putting his body on the line and connecting with this one. At his own personal risk. Not able to quite put this on frame, but if it was, certainly would have beaten Mustafa Boyro. Here's Joe Ammer stepping on, replacing Luigi Candelaria. And here we go. It's Dombo. Sending it out wide. It's clearly sent in. Sebe keeps it alive. Now Jeffrey. Back to Ammer, and North Stars have to move this around. Good ball movement initially, but can't quite find Cedric Tacho. Those counting, the goal differential is down to 10 for Los Toros. 10 goals behind Virginia Dream. Here's a strike from distance over the bar. A screamer from Osvaldo Cruz, who found himself in a good area and thought, why not? Now Boyro looking up the field. Can't connect with Tacho, but Los Toros will slow play this one. Here's de Grandes. Back to Cruz. Top of the 18. The shot is initially blocked. Havel not quite connecting. Jeffrey still working hard. He has Cedric Tacho. Can he spring him forward? Holds on to it. Good return pass from Dombo. Cedric still up top. This one in the direction of Subsebe. And it's well cut out by Montano. Now Cruz keeping it on the ground. What can Tahir find? It's still Sid lumping one up. And Mustafa Boyro does well to get underneath it. And an early ball forward. Not well controlled by Montano. Now sent across. These are the balls that Cedric Tacho loves. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Cedric Tacho, an early service. Montano does enough. But what a run there from Cedric Tacho. Now Peabody lining up the strike. And it finds its way in. And there it is. North Stars finding one back. 8-2 is the score. I think it's Emmanuel who got the final touch, but Peabody was the one who took the initial shot. 8-2 is the score. North Stars pull one back. I'm not sure if it did look like it took a deflection off someone. Maybe it was off the Los Toros player. In any case, 8-2 is the score. Peabody hit the strike. And when you put your name in the hat, sometimes you win the lottery. This one sent forward. Boyro does enough. A nervy moment. North Star is able to outlast it. Here's Subsebe. Ooh, it's Havel, top of the box. Boyro keeps it out. Only just. Gets some help from his back line. On the Grandes. Doesn't have enough. Cedric Tacho with a fantastic ball in the direction of Jeffrey. Well cut out by Cruz and Montano. Jeffrey still working. Has a Maniel. Maniel not able to hang on and doesn't want to work to win it back. Just to here. Finding de Grandes. No Cruz. Los Toros looking for a way forward. It's not going to be there. Del Cid not getting the touch that he would have liked. And it will be a North Stars throw. Looks like Los Toros will make a switch in their next opportunity. It's Andres Nira to come on alongside Omar Shamat. Meanwhile, Cruz sending one forward. Bermuda is able to rise to the task. There's Jeffrey taking it out of the air. Second ball goes to Cedric Tacho. Tacho has Jeffrey. A little too much on that pass. Nira plays it out. Not enough distance, only air. Los Toros will mop up. Here's Cruz giving it right back to Montano. And turned upfield. Probably a good time for some Los Toros subs. As good as the game in general has gone for them, this has been a moment where they've kind of fallen flat. Haven't looked as dangerous. And credit to North Stars for settling things down, finding some ways forward, scoring a goal, and diffusing this potent Los Toros side here in the second half. 60th minute, sent over to Subsebe. Down the line. Jeffrey thought about the return pass, but we'll hold on to it. Oh, that's a missed ball. Bermudez gets some help from Peabody. Now Mustafa Boyro. Out to Bermudez. Oh, this is great ball movement. Subsebe down the line. First effort doesn't find any recipients. Second one does get to Jeffrey. Jeffrey pleading his case. I do see there was some contact, and Jeffrey did well to keep his footing. But I can understand the case for wanting a foul. Looks like the Los Toros will take this moment to make some switches. Alves, his day is done. A whole host of goals to add to his tally. He's got the hat trick and then some, but he will find replacement. Los Toros frontman Alejandro Nira, the brother of goalkeeper Andres Nira, and special player in this Los Toros side. We remember his bicicleta equalizer against Virginia Dream. That is the reason there even is any kind of goal race for the top spot. Otherwise, Virginia Dream would have pulled away long ago. It was a 97th minute equalizer by Alejandro Nira against Virginia Dream to complete a 3-goal comeback. Fantastic bicicleta goal, and they'll hope that more Nira heroics can narrow down this goal differential. Meanwhile, North Stars carrying the ball forward. Bermudez not able to find any recipient. And Los Toros can be through. It's to here, waiting for teammates to get forward. Nira sends it out wide. The overlapping run is there, but well controlled by Los Toros. A patient and methodical attack. This is Osvaldo Cruz with Diaz. Excuse me, with Havel. Now sent through. Ali taking the strike on, or excuse me, the service. Top of the 18. What can Los Toros find? And Osama does enough. Now Tacho streaking forward. Cedric Tacho wants to get inside, rounds a couple of players, and now we'll send the ball over to Jeffrey. Good ball back to Subsebe. Bermudez steps upfield. Tacho, for all his efforts today, has got to be tired. He's been all over the pitch. That's a rare mistake from him, but he's back on his feet. Now down the line, what can Havel find? Working against Subsebe, gets, oh, that's a great service. A poor mistake. Poor Mustafa Boyro goes to ground, can't hang on, but Nira did well to crash the goal. 9-2 is the score, and Los Toros back on the scoreline here in the 64th minute. Again, Mustafa Boyro forced to take on the goalkeeping responsibilities after that Early red card for Dialakis. And Boiro spills this one in traffic. Los Toros happy to pick up the scraps. That goal differential is back down to just 10, behind Virginia Dream at the top spot. There's Jeffrey serving it to Subsebe. Subsebe down the line. And Omar Shamaut does enough. Now sent in. The Grandes will spring it forward. Boiro well off his line, makes the unconventional save. And now North Stars back on the ball. Here's Ammer. Connecting initially, Havel forced to play it right into the North Stars flare. '65th minute. You're reading your scoreboard correct. It is Los Toros 9, North Stars 2. North Stars playing with just the 10 men since the early stages of this game after their goalkeeper, Dialakis, was forced to handle the ball outside his own 18, received the red card. Now North Stars playing at a deficit. This is sent towards Nira. Nira battling, gets it off, but can't quite get the power behind it required to beat Boiro. Boiro will have a goal kick for North Stars. And onwards we play. There's Subsebe down the line. Bermudez finds Peabody. And down the line, Cedric gives chase. Los Toros will calmly send this one back. Here comes Cruz. Cruz sends it to Del Cid. Well, Cruz, Kevin Cruz sending one into the corner. He's got a man, Havel, going to work. Takes the early strike on, but well covered by Mustafa Boiro. Boiro wants to get this one back in quickly, perhaps too quickly. It's right back at the feet of Los Toros. Now into the box, Boiro off his line. Well collected. Oh, that's not the distribution that Boiro needs to find. Right now, Boiro making it a little bit tougher on himself and his team than he needs to. Just find the simple pass and play from your hands when possible. Here comes Tacho down the line, has Jeffrey. And now threads it. Tacho looking for a recipient. Still has the ball at his feet like a yo-yo. Incredible control, and we'll send it out to Sean Osama. Here is Abedina Dambo. Looking to thread the needle. Can't quite get it past Del Cid. And it looks like we will see another switch for the North Stars. On comes number 23, David Battistini. For Los Toros, it is Abdul making his appearance felt. Abdul Agbaniyi. And Battistini stepping on for North Stars, and here we go. It is Los Toros playing from the back. They have Osvaldo Cruz. Out to here, unable to round Ammer. Battistini gives it right back to Ammer down the line. Jeffrey still active. Bouncing off the challenge. Now back inside. Shouts for handball. It's not given. Here we go. Los Toros lofting one over the top. It's a great chance. Still alive. And now potential service. Boiro gets enough of a touch on it to affect the play. Now Cruz for De Grandes. Los Toros looking as good as you'd expect. Sent across the 18. Peabody has control. Still working with the player on his back. And now Peabody will find Dombo. Great connection between those two. Cedric Tacho on the scene as well. And now sent over for Jeffrey to go to work with. Jeffrey has some sub A. Good challenge from Cruz. And in. Oh, nervy pass. It's going to be a throw. North Stars making another switch. Bahil Abra stepping on for the North Stars. And this will be a set piece. Looks like the handball is given. "17-year-old prodigy Abdul." Abdul ain't no 17-year-old. He is like fine wine. He is aged. And there it is. Abdul Egbuni takes the strike on. And there's the save. Mustafa Boiro able to come up with the unconventional save, keeping this one out. Keeping Viejo off the scoreline for now. There's Osama. Looking down the line. To here, still going. Nira threads the needle for De Grandes. De Grandes from distance. Another great save there from Boiro. Turning this one out for a corner kick. Boiro getting the hang of this goalkeeping stuff here. Great shot. A tremendous left-footed strike through traffic. A bouncing ball on the slick turf. Boiro making the big stop. And now the in-swinger sent to the back post. Begs for a finish. It's off the American football crossbar, and that will be a goal kick coming out. Peabody carrying forward. And here is Boiro. Boiro sends it into the middle. And not the pass that he would have liked. Here comes Los Toros. Waiting for players to join the attack. Omar Shamaut has time and space. Will send one in. A great ball. But Nira in an offside position. And now North Stars have a bit of time and space. And, of course, some breathing room. And it's going to be a substitution. Cedric Tacho finally coming off in favor of Yusuf Piquer, who will wear the captain's armband. It's the 74th minute. North Stars looking to build from the back. Los Toros putting immediate pressure on. Second ball falls kindly for Subsebe. Now back to another North Stars player, and here we go. Piquer running into a strong defense of Kevin Cruz. And Los Toros will slow down this sequence of play. Here's Devonshire. Now back. It's a good ball in. Boyro well off his line, but North Stars back line has this one well controlled. There's Osama. Now Peabody back. And sent forward. Piquer will try to chase this one down, but Cruz in the right position to deal with. Sent down the line. Del Cid with time and space, picks his head up, sends one over the top. And Bermudez is first to it. What can North Stars engineer? The attack thwarted as soon as it had started, and Del Cid will go back in order to go forward. De Grandes back to Del Cid, now down the line, and this is going to be an offside to here just behind that back line. And we are going to have a kick from the ground for the benefit of the North Stars. Great turn there from Subsebe. Subsebe trying to thread the needle to Piquer, and we'll get the consolation prize of a throw. Great little turn in there. It's Kevin Cruz settling this one down, going back to Nira. And Nira will start this attack from the back. Here comes Cruz down the line. Boyro off his line and ready to play on the ground. North Stars living dangerously, but what else is new? Here's Bermudez switching the point of attack. Sean Osama looking for options. And his pass well cut out by Devonshire. Devonshire again will play this one home, goes back to Andres Nira. Will, of course, keep it on the ground. Los Toros seem to have abandoned their potential hopes for catching Virginia Dream with scoreline. They've kind of found their rhythm. There is a cheeky little pass from Boyro. A backheel pass under duress and outside his own area. And here we go. It's Subsebe. Can he release this one? The golazo for Subsebe. And North Stars have found another goal here in the late stages. It's a third goal. This one scored well. The solo effort from Subsebe. And perhaps there are some moral victories to be taken from this one. North Stars still fighting hard, still scoring, and showing they will not go quietly into the night. Take a look at the replay. It's a great run from Subsebe, able to get his body in front of Shamaut, and took the cheeky little pass, finish under Andres Nira. Looks like North Stars will replace Jeffrey. De Grandes back. And now over to Del Cid. Still 11 minutes and change in this one. Los Toros knocking it on the ground. And taking their time right at the midfield. I don't see any vertical options that they would like. Granted, don't have some of their biggest names, but they do have Abdul Ogbunniyi. Ogbunniyi going to work, looking for an angle. Goes down, but still in the mix. And North Stars have done well enough. There's Bermudez sent out. And right back to Bermudez. Osama will mop up. This is Piquer. Undone by Osvaldo Cruz. And now it is Alejandro Nira from distance. Floating the shot just wide. Not really a strike that had enough pace to beat Boiro. Boiro, again, on the test, he has figured out his very unique style of goalkeeping and has made some good stops here in the second half. Don't think he was ever in danger of conceding that one. Well, North Stars looking to play from the back. We'll get one out wide. And back to the top of the box. Boiro lets it go. Oh, that is a poor effort. Not the effort that was required. And Boiro finds fortunate. Sometimes it's better to be lucky. And that certainly was the case there. Los Toros not punishing North Stars. They will get another chance. Here comes Alejandro Nira. Fantastic save from Boiro. The stinging shot from Nira sent wide and away from goal. Like Bunny will play it back. Bermudez sends it forward. There's Piquer. Good little challenge there by De Grandes. Here's the set piece. Subsebe standing over it. And right off his goal, will send one forward. Doesn't quite have enough pace to stir anything. And now Los Toros back on the ball. Final 10 minutes here. And Devonshire will settle this one down back to the feet of Kevin Cruz. Cruz looking a little more vertically. Abra did well enough to settle. Now Shamalt will recycle it back. Devonshire taking his time. Los Toros not as attack-minded as we saw them, especially at the tail end of the first half. It seemed like every ball forward was a threat from them, but a much more reserved approach. I think they are tired themselves. North Stars certainly having to work extra hard, down a man, but I think Los Toros are happy to coast in with the resounding victory. It's a direct pass that never really had an opportunity to bear fruit. There's the service, a fantastic one. Begs for a finish. What a save from Nira, denying Yusuf Piquer from point-blank range, and now a throw on this near side. We'll take another look at the replay in a moment, but for now, it's Subsebe looking to the top of the 18. Ammer takes it down. Joe Ammer still going, but it's well mopped up there by Sam Devonshire. Take another look at the replay. A well-weighted pass. Piquer found himself in an area where you thought he had to score, but a huge stop, the right foot from Andres Nira. The only thing keeping Los Toros from double digits. Excuse me, North Stars from a fourth, pardon me. There's Peabody scanning the field. And we'll send it over to Osama Nasir. Bunny wins it back, but at the cost of a foul. And here we go. North Stars playing on the ground. Back to Bermudez. Bermudez skirts past the first man, but runs into the second challenge. And now to here. Will lump one forward. Of course, Boiro well off his line. Still playing. Needs to release it. And Boiro, ice in his veins. He splits the two attackers and springs the attack. But the second effort by Abra needs to be a better pass out. And now De Grandes lining up a strike. Instead, sends wasn't a cross. North Stars still trying to find their way out. Here's Omar Chamalt. In for Oswaldo Cruz. Cruz finds De Grandes. And what a save there from Mustafa Boiro. Playing huge from his goalkeeper spot. He got big at the right moment. Didn't turn his shoulders. That's really good goalkeeping. That's how you're taught. Come forward when the striker leaves a little bit on the ball, and then hold your ground and set your feet right at the right moment. That's great goalkeeping. '86th minute now. Cruz a little shaken up, but we'll continue. There's Bermudez, lumping one to the far side. Now Abra turning upfield. Cruz deemed to be the guilty party. And it will be a North Stars kick here. Let's see what the North Stars can find here in the 87th minute. There's a few potential takers. Joe Ammer, Kevin Bermudez. And it's floated into a good area. Well dealt with by this Los Toros back line. Cruz sends it out. Now Yusuf Piquer sending it inside for Ammer. It's still up for grabs, but Los Toros, well, they have won it back. Now De Grandes working his way through narrow spaces. Finds his man. Now Andres Nera will find some daylight. Well sent out by De Grandes. And here's Devonshire. Still moving. Is there perhaps one more chance for either side here in the late stages? It's 88th minute. And it looks like we will have a late chance. Here comes Mustafa Tahir. Trying to thread the needle. The pass is made, but Mustafa again off his line. Another great intervention from Mustafa Boiro. Certainly shown good character, getting up, dusting himself off, and making some big stops. What a pass. The shot made, and there's the golazo from Abdul Ogbenayi, who has found his way onto the score sheet in the 88th minute. A powerful shot. And not much that Mustafa Boiro could do. Credit has to go to Alejandro Nera for threading the needle, finding Abdul Ogbenayi. And Ogbenayi, he did the rest using his veteran sense to turn upfield and then find the immediate strike with power. This one bounced right back. And over the top. Subsebe still working. Subsebe almost able to engineer himself one final effort. Now it's Los Toros. Throw for Los Toros here on the near side. Thanks for joining us here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on DMV Sports Media. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And, of course, don't forget, we do have a couple of matches over the holiday weekend. Oh, well, there's a chance, and it's a score. The golazo from Nira. He saw his moment. He saw the goalkeeper playing aggressively off his line, and he lofted one up and over. That will be the final whistle. Maybe. Maybe not. Los Toros going to double digits. Oh, I misspoke. That is not the final whistle. Here we go. Ogbunny is there, and that is the final whistle. Los Toros, a resounding result. 10-3 is the victory. Got to give credit to North Stars for battling back late, despite going against the odds. They got an early red card. They were without goalkeeper for most of this match, and of course, once the score got out of hand, they knew they weren't going to win it, but they still kept fighting. They found some good goals at the end. Some heroic goalkeeping from Mustafa Boyro, the field player who had to step in. And, of course, that will be the end of the North Stars' playoff hopes. They will not make the 4th seed. So right now it's Alexandria United hanging on to that 4th seed, but Blazers still have some matches in hand, so we'll see. It'll come down to Blazers or Alexandria United for the 4th seed and the final playoff spot to take on, in all likelihood, Virginia Dream, who still ahead by 10 goals. The differential still one that I think will be tough for Los Toros to catch, but Los Toros will absolutely hang on to the 2nd seed, so they will take on Dorados in the first round of the playoffs in mid-June. We'll keep you posted on that. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram, DMV Sports Media, and of course, Super Soccer League, Super SL Official. And don't forget, extended highlights will be released for all matches on YouTube. Gotta subscribe, DMV Sports Media. Drop a like on this video, and we'll see you for the DMV recap show on